Hello everyone, and today I want to make a video on the financial management, and I want to show you how to build your economy in a way that it can sustain the development of your empire. So this is a bit in a later stage of the empire, and I wanted to show you how the economy works in this game. So, let's start with the castles. Let's start with the treasury. So, you have your income, you have your expenses. Your regular in are from the commanderies, which is your castle, and it says like 8,000 from industry, 6,000 peasantry, and 700 from commerce. Trade, the different trade with the different factions. Diplomacy is how much we gain from making all kind of diplomatical deals, and others is this is the family estate. It's just like it's like 2,000 that it's steady, it's fixed, and I think it's just to make your starting bonus make a 2,000 starting bonus, so it will be easier to develop at the beginning, and it will not help you so much in later stages of the game. So regular outs, those are unit upkeep. You see like army of Khao Ang. This is like an army which have three routines: Khao Ang, Ao Fengling, and Rong Bing. For example, probably this is the army, right? This is Khao Ang, and you can see this is the salary and the upkeep together. And here we see only the upkeep. So in here we see the character salaries. If we will summarize both, we will get the number over here. So we have the character salaries, the unit upkeep, buildings. This is the building upkeep, which is not significant. Diplomacy and politics, which is all the deals we've done. One off in, one off out. This is how much we spend on units, and like units in general, like to recruit them for one turn. And one off in, it's like all kinds of diplomacy. Both of them are also including diplomacy deals that we did only for this term. So both of those are it's kind of deductible from the overall income, because it's just for one turn and we don't want to use that. So we have the tax level. The higher we make it, we're gonna get some more taxes. And of course our public order will deteriorate, and we are getting some more food from farming production. The higher the taxes, and the lower the taxes as well. So that's it for the treasury. Now I want to show you how I don't want to go into too much details because it will be too long and be too complicated, but in general, when you are going to start your empire, you're going to start with a castle at the low level, like I think level 3 or 4 or something. So the thing that you need to know about the upgrading of your castle, it also have disadvantages as well. First, let's look at I want to show you when we are moving from town to large town, when we are upgrading from a town to large town, what is happening. The capacity of the town is 300,000, and as we grow bigger, it's gonna increase our population capacity, the income from peasantry, and income from commerce. The percentages of the income from commerce, the bonus percentage. We're gonna get into that later. So the higher you go with the castle, the more food it requires. You see from level 4 and more, it will require some food, but it will generate more income from peasantry, commerce, prestige, population capacity, and more building slots. So the first thing I want to show you is what are the most important buildings to build at the beginning when you have like a size 4 city, like a small city. Okay, which requires only 2 food. So we have 3 different slots. So the first thing, I think this one was like at a higher level at the beginning, so I had four. One of the most important one is garrison, which gives us bonus to the public order and garrison to the castle, which is very important. So it will be much easier for us to defend against sieges, because we are going to be overrun from a few fronts. So we're gonna have to use it. It's gonna take a bit of an upkeep per turn, but it's not a big deal. Yeah. So second thing is the industry building. I think this is the most important building, especially at the beginning of the campaign, because as you can see, it gives you 100 income and 200 income and 300 income, and it's very easy to make money out of it when you have like a few slots and not a lot. Because when you, for example, if you want to use the commerce one, as you can see, like, yeah, we can use the AIM, for example. It's gonna give us 100 only at the first one, and the second one is gonna be only 120, and the industry is gonna be 200, our base income, and 140 or 170 instead of 300, and 210 and 250 instead of 500 in the industry one. So the industry one is much, but in the commerce you're gonna get all kind of bonuses. It's much easier to get bonuses also from the castle side. For example, the castle 8 has a 50% bonus income from commerce, and here you can also get 80 more. And if you build the marketplace, yeah, so here you can even get some 150% bonus income from commerce. So if you have two slots, perhaps it's better to use the commerce, but at the beginning of the campaign you don't have a lot of slots, and industry is much easier to improve. So I think in general it's better to have an industry building. It takes only one slot, especially in the provinces which have agriculture buildings, in the minor settlements like farmland and livestock farm, especially in Kaukau, which have a lot of those, like fish jetties and yeah, livestock farm and farmlands. So it's better to build those two buildings, because this one gives you a bonus for the food production, and this one gives you more food and income from peasantry. That one as well, income from peasantry. So it's just the way it evolved. I think I had like 4 buildings at the beginning, and this is the first 4 buildings. When you have those two agricultural buildings, this is the right thing to do. Yeah. So going back for the cities, yeah. So just economy-wise, the bigger it's gonna get, the more income it's gonna generate, and it's gonna bring some more population. And I will get to the population now. First thing, okay, the public order. Yeah, it just it's being influenced by a few things, which is one of them is the station garrison. You have the temples, and you have also another building of the agriculture, the grain one, which also gives you like a public order bonus. Except of that, of course, you have, if they are starving or whatever, it's gonna have all kind of things that are going to affect it. The reforms as well, as you can see there. Yeah, so you have the food, which I think we covered, right? We have all kind of buildings that gives us food, plus the reforms. Reforms are kind of like, it involves every issue in the game, every subject. So I'm not gonna keep on mentioning the reforms, but just keeping that in mind, that everything is influenced by the reforms. So you have here the income from the city, from the province. You can see from peasantry we get the base one with 305, and the bonus 396%, and you have industry 500 plus 145%. So those ones are, yeah, we already said what it's influenced by. So you have the gross income, you have corruption, which always happens, and especially as your economy gets bigger. That's why when it gets bigger, you should build some of the court buildings, which has which deducts the corruption. And if you look at this one, it has minus 20% corruption for all adjusted province commanderies as well. So you have these buildings that it can really improve the way that your um, your corruption works. It's gonna really lower your corruption. Of course, you can do that also in the court itself. But yeah, let's get into that later. I want to get into the effect of the population size. As you can see, we have 200% population income base, like the bonus one, out of 350. If we had a city that is size of 10, like a level 10 city, we had the maximum population available, which I will get to later. How we are going to get our growth higher. So we would have the 350% bonus. I personally don't think it's a good idea to improve the city above the eighth level. Usually, maybe in the later stages of the game it makes sense. I don't know, but I hardly think so, because it doesn't give you any extra slots and it's gonna take a huge amount of food. As you can see here, this one takes 24 and the other one 34 and this one 46. So it's just a huge amount of from 24. Like if you upgrade it twice, it's like a massive amount of food production. I think that usually it doesn't make sense to upgrade it to level 10. Maybe if you have a lot of commerce building in this specific province, that maybe it makes sense, because it gives you like 150% bonus from commerce, and this one and the 8 level gives you only 50%. So we have the bonus for the peasantry income, the local replenish bonus. It's 16 out of 25. Construction time bonus for settlement administration. Public order penalties. This is the big annoying thing about big population. This is the only disadvantage. You have now this season you have like migration 20,000. Next season growth from reforms, administration, infrastructure. You have all kinds of things that influence your population size. Keep that in mind, because it's really important to our income. We have the reserves, which is food balance, characters. This is how much your commander can hold out in a siege. You can see the capital of the commander can hold out in a siege for 9 turns. You can of course tax a province and exempt province from taxes, which really significantly affects your food and your money flow. So to the reforms I want to get into in a later episode. Also how the character influence the economy. I want to go to the court and go over it really fast. We have all kinds of bonuses, as you can see, from all kinds of jobs in the court. You see, like for example, he can get like a bonus for food production. This is 50% income from industry. This is the position effect. It doesn't really involve the character itself, and the character itself has an importance in the administrator one. For example, like I can use like for administrator different characters, and it will give me different attributes. For example, if I would look at this guy, you can see that he have the position effect is the same for all of them, but the administrator effect from the specific character is differentiate. You can see that he have 10% bonus income from industry. This is also another reason that I like the industry one, because you get all kinds of bonuses from all kinds of people. So you can see all of them. Let's take her for example. Okay. You can see that she have like a 10% income from peasantry bonus. I think we have another one of the industry for example. So we can put him, and you can look at our income, and it increased a bit because it's only the difference between the peasantry and the industry bonus. Okay, so this is how the court influenced it. So your settlement have all kinds of minor settlements, and also if you look at Dong for example, you have like this grand fishing port, which is not something that have for every settlement, but this settlement have a harbor. You can also make a market wharf, which is I think also this is something that I don't think I'm almost sure it's not for the other castles. So this is like a special castle which you have to, it's like a good idea to use the commerce one. Yeah, I don't want to get into other things for now. What I wanted to say is for every settlement you have different minor settlements which influence your decision of what buildings to build. So for example in Dong you had the commercial one, so you need to build more. Yeah, I should. Actually I'm gonna demolish it and I'm gonna build here some more things that give me a bonus for the commerce one, because you can see here like we get like 160 from commerce and 145% bonus. So I want to increase my bonus by building the market worth. Yeah, so if I will get, I can't get to the highest level, but in the third level I can get 100% bonus from income, so it will kind of be very, very useful to us. So some provinces have industry buildings in the minor settlements, but Kaukau is like loaded of farmlands. You have, for example, this one that gives us, as you see, 400 to the industry. This is the toolmaker. Yeah, so you have also, for example, the toolmaker or a lot of other buildings are giving us all kind of money for our trade. So when we are going to do our trade, we're going to get some more money out of our trade agreements, and this is also influenced by the reforms. Yeah, so the code, I only also wanted to say is that you can fire all kind of people from the court, because if we have like too many generals, and perhaps I have, but I need it for now because I'm kind of in the middle of a war, so I need a lot of generals, so it will be like a bigger pool of generals, so it will be easy for me to build an army that the generals like each other. But let's say, for example, I don't want, tell you who I don't really need that much. Him, for example. So you can see that he is taking 125 the salary and upkeep, and I can just release him from service, and it will give me 125 bonus for each turn. And of course I can do the same with units, because every unit take a big chunk of money. Of course it depends on the units. I would recommend you to, when you're on the defensive side, for example, I am going to invade on the southern border, and in the northern border I'm going to just stay put. I had a bunch of fights over here, and there is all kind of armies now that I just cannot release my commander. But I really recommend you that if you don't have like such a big amount of generals and things that can go wrong, to just keep a strategist guy with all kinds of crossbowmen, because it's much easier, or even bowmen, because it's much less expensive to upkeep than all of the other units. You can see the cavalry is taking much more than the crossbowmen, and the crossbowmen is like the good archers. So this 90 is like considered to be expensive. It's like, if you compare it to the cavalry, it's like 210, I would say. So when you're on the defensive side, I would recommend you to get some more archers, because it's cheaper. You see, the archer militia is only 60 per turn. Yeah, okay, I think we covered the basic, almost. Just one more thing. The court, it's not only reduce your corruption, it also increase your income from all sources. So when your castle gets bigger and you're finishing building the first four buildings, you're gonna have to use this one, because you're gonna have more corruption. And the temple is very important, because it's gonna help your public order, because when the castle gets bigger, you're gonna need it. It's gonna help your public order, because your public order is gonna get lower, as we said, because of the population factor. The bigger the city, the more penalty you get in the public order one. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna get into all of the diplomacy thing it will include also all kind of issues that has to do with the economy. For example, when you're doing all kind of agreements, you're gonna get some bonuses, not bonuses, but seasonally payments in return for those agreements when you're selling on kind of stuff. So, but I want to get into that, into the reform video and character video in different videos. I don't want to overload you with information all on the same video. So I thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.